Well, I was just protecting myself from getting a blister, so they're not like used.
Sweaty.
Not really, down the back of my ankle.
Sweat. Rub. Skin rub.
I feel like I should be charging for this view. Look, you can just see my belly.
Kidding.
Well, you can't see my crotch.
I know.
It's just my belly looks like it's floating over this blanket.
It is.
Happy Sunday, guys.
Hello.
Look at who's back.
Back and comfy. I'll tell you what.
Oh.
Wrong one.
Oh.
Nope.
I mean, kind of. Woo! Wyatt. Okay, everyone, shut up. Thank you. Welcome back to the podcast. You've been missed. I've been telling people for the past 2 weeks, Wyatt's going to do podcasts with me, and then every week it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, it just never happens.
No, it hasn't. So
Am I slowly taking over your show? Is that what's happening?
You're slowly co-hosting it.
Oh.
Co-hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the main host.
You're
and
the main co-host.
You're the main co-host.
You're the main co-host. I'm the
You're
other
my
co-host.
main co-host.
You're the main co-host. I'm just the co-host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. I mean, we like having you on, you know.
I like being here.
Good. And we're in our bed.
I know. I feel like it's 1 o'clock. Kids are asleep. It's like I could go to sleep
very
right
much
now.
just close my eyes.
I could go take a nap.
I know it is tempting. The last time I recorded in bed, I was like, kind of feels right to just
I know, it's
say,
dangerous.
turn this off and just kind of close my eyes for a minute.
We'll hit stop recording and just do this.
And we'll be like, you set an alarm for 10 minutes. Neither of us will.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah, we're back in bed. I told Wyatt that we look like that old PBS show of like the redhead, or she wasn't redheaded, but she kind of looked like a doll, and she was on the big couch.
Yeah, she tried it with me. I have no idea.
But that's what I look like, because I feel like, my feet are down here. You guys can see us. We look like
God
bigger.
We have socks on.
That would be gross.
Yeah, it would be.
Big couch on PBS.
So boring.
It was literally called The Big Comfy Couch.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
What? Really? Look at her.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Isn't that what we kind of look like?
You're gonna have to put a picture of it on your
on
the podcast.
I will. Well, it's good to be back. We are actually recording on Friday. I finally took the initiative to upload my own podcast.
Yeah.
And so I can record right before it goes live, which is like
versus editors, you're saying.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I took it back.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, I don't edit a lot, There's certain things that I edit, but also it's when I maybe yawn or sneeze, and I could probably catch that myself.
Yeah.
So to pay for someone to do it, I was like, why am I doing that?
Yeah. You figured it out.
Yeah, Rocket Money.
We'll see how it goes.
Came in and was like, hey, cut this expense. I was like, you're probably right for now.
Okay, I can.
For now.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. But it's nice because it's Friday and I can record knowing that this is going to go live in less than 48 hours.
Yeah, you can stay up to date on things.
Yeah, versus feeling like left out. So, anyways, we just got back from our trip from Napa Valley, literally last night. We're going to recap that here in a second. Only because I have been thinking about this so hard since yesterday. And I think I told you about it yesterday or 48 hours ago even, about how embarrassed I still am of going to the Olivia Rodrigo concert.
Yeah. No, I
and I have to say it out loud because it was having my birthday tomorrow, aka by the time you're listening, it was yesterday. I'm officially 29 years old. It was the first time I really kind of felt old. I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. I mean,
and I haven't had that experience yet. Even at a college bar or something, I felt kind of like, fuck it, I'm at a bar.
Yeah.
But I felt displaced, and it was very embarrassing.
Yeah, I remember telling my mom randomly, Des has a concert this weekend, and then, I go to Texas afterwards, blah, blah, blah. And I remember telling her this, and she's like, oh, who? And I'm like...
Sorry. Oh.
There's a little ASMR for you. Anyways. But yeah, I was talking about it to my mom, and she was like, oh, who's she going to see? I was like, Olivia Rodrigo. And she goes, oh, I don't know that. I was like, oh, she's
She was born in 2005.
I was gonna say, oh, she's
Not really.
19 or something like that.
She's
So
21 now. She just turned 21.
okay, but still, when I was describing, I was like, she's 19, 20. I'm like, it's not odd, but it's a little odd in my mind. I didn't think anything of it, and then Des told me and came back and said, yeah, I was out of place, and as soon as she said it, I'm like, wow, I felt instant like embarrassment for you
Yeah,
in
I
that
felt bad.
exact moment because I'm like, oh, I'm not shocked. You probably stood out like a sore thumb.
I wouldn't say we stood out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, because the girls were just locked in and screaming. You sent me, she
Yeah.
sent me videos, and the high pitched decibel level coming
Yeah.
from the sing alongs of the crowd was hilarious. It was just so obvious.
Oh,
Oh, we got a visitor.
it
Hi,
was.
Reggie.
It was.
You can come lay down.
I was even so embarrassed to like say on my Instagram that I was going.
Yeah.
I barely shared that I was there.
Yeah, as probably right.
'Cause
It's okay to go see it.
No.
Obviously, you're a fan. You're a fan. There's no
yeah, I
harm.
was a fan.
But it's just
It brought me back to like my childhood of like No Doubt, Avril Lavigne, even like OG like Lindsay Lohan when she released a few songs. So it was like a part of her music kind of resonates with my teenage angst.
yeah. But that's the funny part is just how you just described that. You described it like you're 30 years old. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God, that's next.
I know that's crazy, but you're basically 30. You're more 30 than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm pretty much 30. Let's be honest. But also it's crazy because like we met when I was 19 and you were 18, and like
Yeah,
you're now seeing me 10 years later.
that's crazy.
Well, I mean, our first birthday together was me turning 20. So next year is our like 10 year technically.
Yeah.
This year is our 9 year. But still, like
I don't know what you're pulling down.
I don't know.
It's going nowhere. It's going right.
It
back
went right
up.
back up. It's Winnie the Poohing.
Lord.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so I feel like I just had to share that because it was one of my revelations as I, embark on a new year that I was like,
You turned a page.
I did. I really
Yeah.
did. And there's certain things you do kind of have to like start to leave behind. And I think the next thing could be crop tops for me
Yeah.
right now.
Well, right now.
let's
now
be
is-
honest right now. But even when I was pregnant before, I like really liked the crop top look. I don't know if I'm just more self-conscious right now or what's going on, but I'm like so embarrassed sometimes to have my belly out.
You weren't yesterday. When we were flying home, her belly was out the whole time. The amount
Yeah.
of looks, it was hilarious.
I
Not
don't
in
know.
a bad way.
I'm
you know,
just
it's
having
but
a
it catches everybody's eye when you got a belly just out.
yeah, I'm just having a bad body image day
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
today. I tried on some new clothes from the
I mean-
Funny launch and I was like,
We've been gone for 4 days in the airplane for 2 of them.
I know.
You know, it's like it is what it is. Oh, Reggie.
I know. You can't
Right.
even you're not even ASMRing right.
He's comfy. He doesn't
He
care.
is. So, okay, next up, we went to Napa, obviously, which was so fun. We went for Wyatt's mom's retirement. So we had this plan since like last August, and I wasn't supposed to be pregnant. And it kind of sucked. I was pregnant. We'll say it was fun, regardless. Like you can definitely go out there and do it like sober. But I was just a little bit sad because I would love to expand my palate in wine here
It-
and there, right? Just for I would rather have, I think, a glass of wine than a cocktail. But I don't know now what wine I like. And so that part sucked that I really missed out on the literal wine train. Choo choo. It went right past me.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to experience like
Yeah.
ooh, like this is my style. Ooh, I finally found out I like Cabernet. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was a blast. It was also, I think the part that I liked the most, besides, well, I should just restart and say that I'm not a wine drinker.
Well,
Never really
obviously.
have been. Well,
Like,
not
you're kinda-
obviously to them.
Well, I
The
feel like
people I'm
you're like
talking
more
to
of
the
like
people.
a whiskey. Oh, I thought, okay.
I'm
Well,
talking
yeah.
to the people. I'm not talking to you.
Sorry. I'm in my own head.
But just a bad day. Just bad mental day. Just
Bad mental day, guys. I'm just fucking spiraling.
No, but I'm not a big wine guy. Never really have been. I've had it. Franzia, slap in the bag, of course, like we all have in college. But
100%.
I never really went past that. But it was a lot of fun to learn exactly what you said you missed out on. It was nice to do that because I realized I'm like, okay, after trying a bunch of wines, I now know like kind of what's what just at face value to where now I can start to tell what's good and not. To
Yeah,
where
so
it's
what
like,
do you like? What did you actually end up finding out that you liked? Like you did a lot of reds.
I really like reds. I've realized. Dang. I really liked reds. The cabs were fun. So Napa apparently is known for the Cabernets. Cab is king is what they kept telling me. It's like you're bold, you're heavy, heavy body.
Describing me. I am Cabernet. I am currently a Cabernet.
Cab is king. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We ended up buying probably about 12 bottles of wine to just have at the house and be able to try. I think I got some good ones. So whenever that day comes, I got some reserved for when baby comes here and you can try them, because I think you're going to like a few of them. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to try it. You would have had a blast if you would have obviously been able to. But the thing I liked,
wine tipsy is so fun too. It's very different than liquor tipsy.
Oh, well, liquor tipsy, you're just drunk.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Yeah,
it's like you're either black or white. But like wine is always just like like giggly.
Yeah, well, that's what I loved about it. Is like we were wine tasting for 2 days straight, like nonstop. But the whole time was like you'd get a buzz for a good 20, 30 minutes. And then I feel like it would just wear off with some food or just time.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like have some wine, enjoy a little light buzz throughout the day. It would pick up out, for those 20 minutes that you try some new wines, but then it'd be gone in a little bit. And then you go back to the hotel and get 9 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. It was awesome.
Well, and Wyatt's been sober for like 4 months. He's not now. He hasn't been for like 3 weeks, but he was sober. So now he, that was kind of his little like trip that we knew we were going to go on. So are you back to sobriety? Because you said you were till the baby was
yeah,
coming.
I mean, the idea for me right now is like I still have a few days in my mind that I know I probably will, but I think now after going those 3 months of no drinking, 3 months, 3 months of no drinking, it's more so now at the level of like, nice. I don't feel I don't feel that need on a weekend as much to like, oh, I want to drink. It's like now when I drink, it's like, or I think about drinking, I'm like, do I really want to though? It's like now I have those thoughts versus just like mindlessly like, oh, it's a Friday. No, whatever. I'll just drink. So that's nice. No, I don't think I'm like, sober, but I think at this point, I'm definitely in the position where like, I'm much more willing to pick and choose my days versus just like, oh, nothing's really going on, but it's a Friday, I'll drink, like I said. So
yeah,
it's nice.
It's always nice too to like know you can say no.
It's just reframed my thinking about it, and I just feel better to where I just don't feel like I want to as much. To where
you also
I feel good
can
about it.
see the physical detriments of it too. Like you're like, oh wow, I really don't feel that good when I drink every weekend.
Oh yeah, it
versus
sucks.
yeah,
because like even today, like just this workout I just had, it sucked. Felt like shit. Just tired.
Well, I mean, we also went from East Coast, West Coast, West to East. Like,
but still, just not really taking care of my body for a week. It's just you feel it a lot differently, especially obviously with kids and being back to waking
oh my god,
up
I know. Waking
7 a.m.
up this morning, Maddox at the top of the stairs. Gaga, this for my mom, and I was standing there, and he was like, "Mommy," but then I was just like, oh, "Fuck,
here we are.
Here we back like we never fucking left."
That's the funny thing about parents coming back from a trip is as much as you had your break and you without a doubt enjoy every minute of it. The moment you get back, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off.
There is
it's
no
just like
easing
boom.
into it.
No, it's just boom, you're back.
The only easing into it you can get is coming back when they're already asleep. So like last night they were already in bed.
That was
nice, right?
Yes.
Like that's easing it in. But like other than that, there is no such thing as like
just to get home and your first night finally back in your bed, you get 6 hours of sleep and boom, you're up at 7 a.m. and here we go.
I know.
That's
I mean, it could feel worse. At least it's a Friday, which really doesn't mean shit because this weekend is 6 Weeks to Shreds launch. So I'm like working all weekend. But
your weekend wasn't this week.
Yeah, my weekend was the week and it went really well. So Napa was great. It was fun. Definitely just a ton to do, a ton to see. It's a very different vibe than like LA, San Diego, etc.
It's not a party vibe.
No, it was just so laid back.
It's such a destination like getaway spot. I was saying it our last day, how it just feels like not in a snobby way, but it feels like exclusive in a sense, in the terms of like you feel like you're so separated from the world.
Yeah, it feels like an island. It feels like its own island.
That's what it honestly feels like, because when you're in Napa, if you've been there or not, it's basically, I mean,
It's
it's
like
a
one big
valley, right?
road.
It's a valley. You're in between mountains on either side of you, but it's just a long stretch of road that all of these wineries are on. So it just feels like a little slice of like privacy in this area
Mhm.
to where it's not a big party place. It wasn't jam packed. So it just felt like a good, fun getaway, like a real exclusive private area. And so it was fun. It was something I definitely recommend anybody to have a chance that has a chance to go to definitely do it. I definitely want to go back.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was so much fun.
at the end of the day, California is California. Like getting there is it's not like the cheapest place to go, especially
Oh my
from East
God.
Coast to West,
We
etc.
got to talk about that.
But it's definitely like a doable trip for anyone. Like you could definitely Airbnb out there cheap. You could get a nice hotel for cheap because they try to get you on the wine. So it is still a really fun area to visit for anyone. And I would even argue like couples. It was really fun. But
It,
the biggest thing to review is like, I'm sorry, how the fuck do some of you live in California?
I it's baffling.
It
We
I came
naturally,
home with gratitude
yeah,
for the Southwest of well, Southwest Michigan, but like the
Midwest.
Midwest in general.
Oh my God. I
I thought Chicago was
anywhere,
bad.
anywhere. I mean, we were driving down this road of a shoot, I don't even remember the town. Redwood, that was a road. Anyways, we were south of San Francisco by 30 minutes. So it was just another kind of suburb city town area. I can't remember what it was called, but we were picking up our rental car. And we were driving by some houses that were right on this front street. Not a spectacular area, but by no means definitely not a bad one. But still, there was a house sitting here,
Heavily trafficked
heavily
area.
traffic area. You're right on the main road. So like it's almost a freeway, but it's not a freeway.
I mean, you
You,
could die.
you know what I mean? Like
Like
you're
if your
right on the
kids
front
got
road.
out the front road,
Yeah,
not good.
not good.
So
Your
it's
dog
busy.
has about 4 steps until they get hit. But it was this tiny house. You could reach out of the window of that house and touch your neighbor's house with how close it was. The patch of grass was maybe like the size of a welcome mat. Um, but regardless, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-bedroom,
Oh my God,
2-bath,
but it
something
was
like that.
it was also only like 1,100 square feet. So how the
It was
fuck are
like
you getting
12 or
3
13,
bedrooms?
12 or 1,300 square feet. And we looked up the price because we're like, oh, we got to know, right?
Like just curious.
$1.5 million. Dude.
And it was like kind of like sheddish inside. Like it wasn't like
It
this
wasn't like,
remodel
yeah,
or like
brand new, up to date,
no,
wasn't
like
flipped, nothing.
nothing.
It was just your normal 17, 16, 1,500 square foot house for $1.5 million.
And like you guys in California, you're having the same interest rates as us. We're all on this like we're all in this together about the housing being like astronomical right now. You know what I mean? It's not like California has an interest rate of 2%.
Yeah, and it's not like what we're saying is also news, but it's just one of those revelations when you're
Sure.
when you're in
You're
there
just
and you're
like,
looking at the house, you're like, how is that is that legal to be that
I know, it
expensive? It
feels
doesn't make
so
sense.
wrong.
So we were talking about it, and it's like, okay, so let's be realistic. To buy a house, that means you're never moving. Like if you're buying a house, you better love that house for that much, or you are not house poor, but like a large chunk goes to your house, and therefore your way of life is so
It's
much
just
different to
different.
somebody that, in the Midwest, for example. It's like your expense is your home, and then you get by past that. In the Midwest, you can actually afford a home and then have a little luxury outside of it.
Right,
So it's
right.
just such a different way of life and how
And
financials have to work, because how would you ever own a home in California before 60?
I think the thing, and then we
Realistically.
said this and we already have spoken about it, but it's like number one, if you don't know, you don't know. A lot of people are born and raised there, and they don't have a way out because of finances. So they
Yeah.
just they're in the same cycle, right? However, I think the only way you're getting homes, and again, if you're from California, like correct us if you're wrong, or
Yeah,
tell
tell us
us
about it.
your story because I'm curious.
I'll follow up, talk about this
Yeah,
because
we
this
will
it's
follow.
interesting.
It's interesting to me. Is it's like the only way you're getting a home is if you inherit it. So it's like these homes stay in families
Or you get
for
a family
fucking
deal,
ever.
like nobody's trying to
Sure,
profit
like
on it.
maybe your aunt's selling your house and you're like
Hey, we bought
they're
it
like,
for,
"Hey, do you guys want it?" whatever.
yeah.
And they don't pay a realtor fee. Like it's something like that. But a lot of people I feel like they're either like gifted their home or like their parents might help them with the mortgage or like the down payment and then I just feel like it's a scratch your back, scratch mine, or else
Scratch your back, scratch your mom,
scratch your
have her buy that damn house.
have her buy the damn
okay?
house. But I feel like it's like either families are helping each other or you don't have a home and that is where you're only renting. And so you might be in a home, you might be renting a home, but technically you're paying the mortgage plus some on that home even. When the reality is that a
Maybe.
lot of people just can't even get a down payment together because the homes are so expensive.
I mean, let alone the down payment for a 1.5, but Jesus, you're paying over $10,000 a month for a 1,700 square foot, 15 whatever square foot
That's
house.
fucking nuts.
I don't get it.
I
I
don't
mean,
either. How do
um,
you guys live?
but
I'm so
the
serious.
funny thing is though, is some of these houses, not all of them, but some of those small houses you see, in the parking or in the driveway, you'll see a brand new Porsche. So it's like, damn. So it's like you have a shit ton of money, but you're then only living in a 1,500 square foot house with a $100,000+ car on the front yard. You know what I mean? It's just
Or
such a, it's so
or
weird.
or you're just dumb. Sorry. Like why do you have a poor like put that money towards your a nicer home?
It's at that
Oh,
point
true
that's
again. It
monthly
comes back to the
payments
down
or
it comes back to
the
yeah.
down payment just depends where they're at, but it's like holy shit, it's so expensive. But yeah, that was
That was
fascinating. We looked up
fascinating. We
so
looked
many different
we were
houses.
every area we were in, we looked up the Zillow in our
There was
location.
a what was it? A 600 square foot condo or something
Oh
for
yeah.
like 900,000 or $800,000.
Well, no, no, no,
600
no, no,
square
no.
feet.
Sorry, we were looking at apartments. There was an apartment we passed downtown San Fran, and it was like just a. It was kind of in a crappy area. Like I could tell, like it wasn't like the biggest, best apartment complex. But I was
Yeah.
like, so I looked it up online to look up their website, and it was like, available now, whatever. So I clicked on it, and the one bedroom studio apartment was 633 square foot and started at I think 24 or $2,500 a month. And it was just like again, you compare that to like what a mortgage would be on even a say 2,000 square foot house in the Midwest, like you're paying to live on a deck.
Yeah, I mean,
And I know you have to do what you got
you're
to
paying
do.
that on any, I mean, the more you think about it, especially apartment renting, it's like that's got to be pretty common in some big cities,
Yeah,
right?
but 633. I mean, New York, sure,
Like I
would
think
probably
in
be
New York,
comparable.
that's why that was exactly what I was thinking of. But
Is
still,
that
I
a
mean,
word? Comparable?
yeah, you did it that time.
Would do most people say comparable though? Like, is it the same word? I'm
It's
just
but
pronouncing it different.
I think it's
Or
I
is
think
that
it
the
goes
same
both
word?
ways. It's comparable, it's comparable. I think it's just it's like crayon. I think.
Like, that's what I'm saying, tomato, tomato.
I
Like, am I
think
just
so.
saying it
I think so.
differently?
I believe. I believe it's spelled the same.
Okay, I'm
I
just
don't feel like
genuinely
checking it, but
curious.
I'm pretty sure.
I was just curious if it was actually a different thing. However, you know what I will tell you, California, what you got? You got Gott's roadside fucking
Oh my
burgers.
god.
And I will pay $60 for 3 burgers and fries
Yeah,
and a shake any fucking
yeah,
day.
we got a shake, two side of fries. One was like a chili cheese, like literally a chili flavor in the cheese. It was so good. And then like a garlic herb butter
It was good.
fry with 3 burgers and it was like $75.
Yeah, and a shake. It was
Yeah.
60. It was like 60 something. I was like,
Yeah, holy shit, but I'm not
but
kidding
it was
you.
worth the experience. It was a
Oh, it's so
vibe.
good.
The ice cream was good. Oh my god, the burger was so good. So yeah, if you have not been to Gott's and you like live in California, the
I
fuck are
don't
you
know
doing?
where
Like,
I
if you're running to Gott's before, or if you're running to In and Out Burger before Gott's,
yeah,
you're
you're out of your
fucked up.
mind. Unless it's a money thing, sure, but
Yeah, but I
holy
think
shit.
they're pretty comparable.
Nice. I wonder if Gott's is anywhere. It's got to be outside of Napa too.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's definitely like a
But it
chain,
was
but
so
it was
good.
so good. It was fun. And other than that, food wise, we really didn't. We did kind of like some other food. I don't know. We found our way in Japantown one day and we did like this like
Had some
sushi
sushi.
conveyor belt.
That shit
That was
was
fun. It
awesome.
kind of like it showed up. It was like beep beep beep. It came on like a train and then it like left. That was cool. The the wine train was also fun. So yeah,
Yeah, we
just
went on the wine train our first day.
yeah,
Napa Valley wine train.
that
If
was
you're
basically our whole day and it was worth
That's a must do.
it
If
was
you're ever
worth
going to
every
Napa,
hour.
if that's our one thing or takeaway I'd say from going to Napa is like go on the Napa Valley wine train.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. It's so cool. You get a great introduction to the area if you don't know about it, and you get a good introduction to like wine tasting. You kind of get coached through it a little bit of like what it means to go to some cool spots,
Yeah, it
and
was
then you
fun.
can venture off by yourself, which we did, the next day. But yeah, if you're in Napa, do the Napa Valley wine train. It was a lot of fun. They did it so well, and the timing, because the first thing we did when we got on was they gave us some sparkling wine champagne. um, and I remember my mom and I, we talked about it. but we had that first champagne at 10 a.m. and we're looking at each other and we're like, oh shit. Like we're in for it today because you know that first champagne at 10 o'clock hits you as if you've been drinking for hours.
Yeah.
And so my mom and I looked at each other. We're like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. But the funny thing is like how they spaced it out throughout the day with your meals, with breaks, with, scenery, sightseeing, whatever the case. You never got drunk. But again, that goes back to what we were saying of like why I think you would have enjoyed it too, let alone tasting the wine and finding what you liked. But you're not getting hammered drunk through these because you just show up, you have a few wines, you feel a little
Yeah, it's a
happy and you feel
classy.
good.
It's
But
classy.
it was spread out very well to where it's like, yeah, it was a solid experience. So definitely got to do it.
Yeah, so that was definitely worth that highlight of the week, and that's honestly our last travel before the baby comes because
Hallelujah, to be
we're
honest.
done. I'm
Because
so done traveling, and like it's not that I don't appreciate it and love it and respect it, whatever, but we're in our new home. We're
we
we
got two
we
kids.
got two kids. Yeah,
We got
we
lucky
got
enough
shit to
to
do. Like
get out for a little
and
bit,
and
but
of course the one week that we did leave, everyone
everybody.
in my family was fucking sick. It was just a shit show here with our babysitter slash nanny. Thank fucking God she is a godsend. But like my mom rotted in our room for like 2 days. It was just, of course, when we leave, it was like,
Yeah.
so, anyways, as parents, we're like, you know what? We're done. We
Yep.
will
Learned our
see you
lesson.
on the
Got it.
flip side.
Yeah.
And
We'll see
we
you
will
next
plan,
time
yeah, we will plan a trip for 2028.
or something.
We
Yeah.
will get there when we get there.
Yeah. We're not moving anytime soon. And
Absolutely
it's
not.
kind of refreshing, It's like one of those things where we've been kind of in a weird funk groove, honestly, since October with a
Hmm.
lot of life stuff going on. But it's it's a good feeling to know that at least as a parent, it's a little different. But it's like I just can't wait to not do anything
Yeah, I'm
and just get
excited
back
to
into a
look
routine.
forward to like my weekends at home
Yeah,
and just
and
be able
golf.
to relax and go for walks and enjoy the nice weather and maybe take a day trip to Chicago. Like it's one thing to drive somewhere, but to like go fly or go overnight and blah blah blah. Like I'm over it. Maybe I'm introverted. I don't know. COVID 2.0 for me. Find me inside. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you said, it just the new house and the kids.
Like
It's
I'm
like I don't want to
good.
deal with airlines. I think that's just the biggest thing. You just don't want to deal with it. It's a
No,
lot.
it
It's
is a lot.
stressful, and then you don't want to throw kids into it after doing it ourselves. Then you throw kids into it, and it's more stressful. So it's like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, and I did miss the kids a lot. It was, some points I was like, "Oh, it'd be fun to take them here, like have them have these experiences of just travel,
It will be.
travel
We'll
period."
definitely
And I
get
know
there,
we
but
will
it'll
one
be a
day,
few
but
years.
they're so young right now and
They're not gonna remember shit.
no, I think Maddox is at the age where he could start remembering
No,
stuff.
he won't
Not
remember
like
a trip.
remember, but like a one time, like, yeah, I remember kind of like the
Something.
Easter Bunny. Like, I kind of remember because I can think of glimmers of my childhood where I'm like, there's only this one little thing I remember, but I do have a memory.
Yeah, I remember my mom and dad took me to Disney when I was like 4 or 5, 5 I think, my 5th birthday. Um, and I want to say I definitely don't remember anything, but I remember a faint picture of like a pool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have something that can trigger a
But that's
memory.
it. And it's like
So,
kind of cloudy out, but I don't know. That's about all I remember, but even then
mm,
it's like I don't.
yeah, no,
So,
let's be real.
yeah.
So moving on, we just have a little like exciting news. Taylor Swift is officially a billionaire. And Wyatt seems to think, well, she has been. And maybe she has been, but she's officially been on the list for Forbes,
Yeah,
is the
she's
thing.
officially on the list now, but Forbes doesn't just wait for Taylor Swift to become a billionaire to then publish it.
Yeah, I
She's
know
been a
they're like
billionaire.
watching her. They're watching
All right,
her
release it.
bank accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
let me
no.
see your statements this month. We'll see if we can approve you.
Yeah.
Um, but she is, and it's still cool, go off. But we do have Tortured Poets Department coming out, a new album. And I've mentioned this.
Is there going to be a song about Travis on there?
No, because
Too soon, right?
she would have wrote this. She would have had to be
Well, you
writing
never know.
this last year.
She could. If she's talented enough, she could have thrown something together.
She could have, but I think
I
she's
would hope not. It's too soon.
no, she's unbothered right now. She's like, I'm good. I don't have to write about this
Like
yet.
you don't deserve this, little boy.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I'm the next big news is gonna be them being engaged by the end of the year.
My mom even started talking about it. That was funny.
Yeah, she was like, Des, do you think that they're gonna get married? I was like, yeah. Like I've literally said that since go back to my episode from
Clip it.
fucking September or some shit where we got like the first look at, or I think it was even a rumor. And I was like, you know what? I can't wait till Taylor is in the suite right next to Donna Kelsey. Whatever. Like I spoke this shit into existence. Should have went and got a lottery ticket that time. But regardless, I'm like that I think that will happen by the end of the year. I really do. And I only say that because they're both older. Not like old, right? 33, 34, I
Yeah,
think.
but they're in their moment
But
of like, hey,
they're like, hey, if they shit or get off the pot. Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, amen. If they're a year into this and they're as serious as they seem to be, and especially their
I was
personalities,
gonna say, especially Taylor, like she wants to lock down.
like you can tell they're both just good people at the end of the day. To where it's like, if they're both into each other big for a year, it's like there's no way. If there's no red flags and you have every reason to want to be with this person, they're
Yeah.
not going to waste time.
I wonder, I often toss back and forth like what that prenup could look like.
Oh, my mom brought that up too.
Because
she's like, that's going to be the most complicated prenup in history.
I believe yes. But then a part of me also kind of, at the end of the day, let's be honest, like it's going to be intricate.
Oh, prenup is
but
gonna
a
be
part, like I'm talking like a 0.2% of me still sees specifically Taylor, and I would even argue Travis, very like normal people who just have always wanted to be loved, believe in love, etc., and wouldn't make it as big of a deal trusting that person so deeply.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
again, this is like a 0.2%. I'm just saying, like,
that's fair.
I feel like they're both very human.
Yeah, but
is
you
what I'm
gotta
saying.
think.
They're not like treating their marriage as like a robotic.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is they aren't. But a billionaire has a team
That's
and a
very
lot
true.
of advising going
That's
on,
very
and I
true.
can guarantee you, Taylor's team is not going to let
They're
her
like, hey, we're
do
not working for
anything
you if you don't do
if
that.
there is not specific agreements in that prenup.
No, that's
Somebody
fair.
like Travis Kelsey, yeah, he's probably
A little bit
more
more
or
lax.
less kind of on his own in that, to where he probably wouldn't care as much. But yeah, the level of Taylor, those people are protecting their lives
I
too.
wonder what Brittany and Patrick did. Because like they've been also together so long. Again, I could just see them being like, no, like I ride for you.
When did they get married?
Like just 2 years ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
But they've been together for like
Since
fucking
college, since
high school.
Like, oh really?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. They were high school.
So I could just see them being like, I ride for you, you ride for me. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just see that being maybe different.
I could see a prenup being in place to bare minimum protect,
the names.
maybe the namesake in whatever. Yeah, I don't know how that would work, because again, now my brain starts to go towards like image and likeness. Like, how does that come down? Like, you might not, if these very famous celebrities get divorced, like there's got to be almost like a contract in place in that prenup of like bad mouthing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like almost an NDA level of like agreement. You know what I mean?
Can't tell News that my dick was small.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if something
You can't leak my nudes.
was not involved there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
I feel like they would have a mutual understanding too of what they had grown into together, but
something like that, I think I agree with you. It'd be more likely that they would probably just
like bare minimum,
hey,
just hey,
we've been with each other for a while. Like, what's yours is mine. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, like if God forbid something happens, like, yeah, okay.
I just feel like a prenup is so awkward.
It's not. I think it's
only because I just feel like it brings like bad juju.
I think at that level, it's fine. I know,
but I'm saying for typical marriages though, outside of the celebrity, I'm talking like to just enter a marriage and say, hey, I want a prenup at just like a regular level of living, I think is like kind of odd.
Yeah, I would agree. But
you'd have to have a specific, like maybe if your parents like inherited or something.
A little bit more specific, but I think generally anybody under $100 million, not even 10, anybody under 10 million, it's probably unlikely a prenup is even needed. But then again, you never fucking know.
I know. I just feel like it's like
in your way of life and like how you're meeting people also depends. If you're somebody that is even a millionaire, but a couple million net worth, you're you're a player, but you're not by any means a big fish. It's like you still have stuff to protect.
Yeah.
And like if you're meeting people through work stuff, it's like you really never know the intention of people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know. Prenups are weird. They are weird, but
It's
they're
just weird
very
to, like,
practical. They
yeah.
make so much sense. But
It
yes, it's
does.
the barrier that it can cause. I totally get.
Yeah. At least in that introduction into marriage, because you would obviously be doing this before marriage, and then by the time you're married, you kind of forget you have one, right? It's not like you wake up every day and you're like, let's talk about our
That
prenup we have.
motherfucker made me sign
Yeah,
a prenup.
but
Yeah.
it's kind of like that pre-marriage counseling where it could just be feeling awkward, or like you talk about things you don't want to. It's the same thing. Kind of like death insurance, life insurance and stuff. Sitting down and talking about that is very uncomfortable because it's like you're speaking it into existence.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I've
Um,
thought about that too. Of like when we were gone, parent brain. But when we were gone, I'm like, what if we died? What happened?
Oh my God, shut up.
No, I'm just saying. Like
I know.
while
I
we
just
were
don't want
gone,
to talk about it
it's
because
just
I hate going intrusive because
it wasn't intrusive. It was just one of those things. Like okay, it just my mind went there. So I'm like, okay,
it's
we're
intrusive. That's an
gone.
intrusive
We don't come
thought.
back. Intrusive thoughts I've had. This one wasn't as intrusive. It was more of like I'm just curious. It's like wow, you really do want to make sure it's set up because you could set it up years ago, and which we haven't, but yeah, we have life insurance piece, like who would have custody. We've set that up, but it's like that can change every couple years. So it's like it's a weird
Hmm.
topic, but it's like
Hmm.
kind of worth thinking about. I don't even know how we got there,
I
but
don't even know, but just get your prenup is what I'm saying. So Taylor Swift has a new album coming out.
and a prenup.
Yeah, and a prenup coming by the end of the year. So I'm excited for that. Obviously, this month's BeFit membership theme is Torture Poets Department. So if you haven't joined our membership, you can with code Brunch with DESB. You get $10 off your first month, and we get new workouts every month. It's fun, whatever. And we have a mobility.
Did you just burp?
No, I said I
Ah,
promise. It did kind of sound like that. We have a mobility challenge this month, so we're actually doing like 28 days of mobility.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I should do that because I've been wanting a program for stretching mobility
Oh yeah.
because I think I need to. I
Well,
need
it's
to
in our
unlock this a little bit more.
monthly newsletter.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to follow along.
Our big challenge this month is just to simply take one mobility per day, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Maybe it's just 2 minutes on the floor before you go to bed. It's just take a second to do one piece of mobility for 28 out of 30 days of the month, or 31, however we have, and then you can win $200
Yeah, whoever really
if you do it.
knows, right?
Yeah, I know.
20, 30,
I
31.
never know.
It's like my uncle was like,
I think
how many?
it's supposed to be like
It's something on your knuckles.
it's some on your knuckles.
And I was never taught that. I was told that by somebody in college.
Yeah, I was told
and
like literally
"Never heard of
last
that."
year. So we have that going on, but also what's exciting and what Wyatt's excited for is 6 weeks to shreds, which is open as of today to public.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! One of my favorite challenges of the year. Like the sun fucking shines. The vibes are good. You can do your cardio outside. When you go to the gym, you don't have to bundle up. Like it's just the best challenge because of the seasons for everyone around the world. Like we're all just in a good spot. So 6 weeks to shreds is open. You can win up to $1,200, $850, 500. Yeah, that's our grand prize.
Nice.
And then we also have weekly mini challenges. We also have a new core guide called Shred for Core. That is a mini core guide, 6 core routines to utilize during 6 weeks to shreds, which you're not doing 6 core routines a fucking week. Okay. I want to make that very clear. You're typically doing 1 core routine, maybe 2, outside of what you should be working in your workouts. If you are not using your core in your workouts, you are not working out correctly. Yeah, there's been times I've called out Wyatt. I'm like, hey, make sure you're squeezing your core here actively. He's like, oh fuck, I wasn't even doing that. I'm like,
Yep.
Again, and it's a habit.
It's a learned thing. You have to be intentional.
You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. So we have the shred and the shred for core, and when you actually open it up, we're introducing a new feature. When you go to open it, it actually gives you the option immediately. Do you want the home version shown / gym, or do you want pregnancy, postpartum, prenatal, postpartum, whatever. So that's kind of fun. You guys will have to give me some updates on how you like that feature, as we can roll it out in normal workouts. But I still personally like having just alternates because sometimes I might be at the gym, but I want to do a split squat not on a bench.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like to where, whatever. anyways, would love the feedback. And you can actually use code brunch with DESB to get $10 off of 6 weeks to shreds as well. I implemented that code for you guys this month too. So if you want to join the challenge, come on. I mean, look at the sun's outside.
I know.
It kind of doesn't make you want to go work out. Well, you already worked
I
out.
already worked out, but it sucked. Have fun today.
Yeah, I have legs, and
I did legs, and it sucked. It was the weekend. I did 4 sets of leg extensions. I did, how boring of a conversation, sorry. But 4 sets of that, 4 sets of leg press, did some hamstring curls, RDLs, and I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Hey, 5 exercises, 4 exercises.
Yeah,
you're
but
doing
it
them?
was.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
assuming you're
low
not
effort,
doing them
dude.
with.
I
Yeah.
did not push myself at all. I did not push the weight. I sat for probably 5 minutes between a set. It was just like I couldn't get going.
Yeah.
So I gave myself the chance of like,
You moved your body though.
whatever. I got going, but then I got in the sauna for 15 minutes, and oh my god, that freshened me up like crazy.
I wish I could do the sauna.
Yeah,
Be me.
it'll be nice once you can. It's so nice. Oh,
Well, at least we have shreds coming up because I feel like you get kind of remotivated with our workouts as well.
yeah, again, I've always liked your plan, so it's gonna be nice because I went off and was doing somebody else's plans for the past like month or two now, but yeah, I'm excited to have
Another girl?
new ones back.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I know it was a guy, your old coach. So, anyways, moving into shreds, that's taking us all the way up to May, and
It's
then
gotta be May.
I was gonna say that, but then I
Beat ya.
didn't. And then June, year anniversary of our BFit membership. So we're gonna be doing something fun for that too.
Probably a baby too.
I was
Jesus
just gonna say that
Christ.
next.
Get out! I'm in your head.
Literally, all we have is April and May, and then really once
my
I get to
God.
June, I'm basically giving birth. You know, like I
For
know,
real.
like I know my due date is July 4th, but like by the time I'm in June,
If we don't have a baby by June 21st,
I'm 36 weeks.
I'm shocked.
You can go whenever.
Yeah.
You know, 38, 39. I mean, let's be honest, I'll probably end up making it to like, 39, 40, but that is end of June. I'm knocking on wood, but I'm also saying it out loud. I'm not making it into July.
No,
I will have a June baby.
I'd be shocked.
Which I'm glad because I think I'd have to look it up. I think June's birthstone is like emerald or something. I don't remember. It's something cool. July is a ruby. And like I don't really like the color red. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's just not a July baby. Sorry, no offense.
What color's June?
That's why I just said I think it's like emerald. Hope Archie's up.
Wow. Nice. How many minutes are we in?
I mean, we're at 42.
Oh, well, we got 10 minutes. Is he up?
Yeah, he's definitely up.
Okay.
I mean, you can peace out if you want. I can finish up.
Just give it a minute. What's the next thing you're going to talk about at least? Yeah, let me look on.
We just have new launches. Paragon launched last week. We have Buff Bunny coming this week, and that's what led to my spiral today of feeling like a fat piece of shit. Was the Buff Bunny collection. I probably could have done better picking out the pieces that I wanted based off my body.
He's just laying.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He's chilling. So we got a couple minutes before maybe
we'll
he
keep
starts
that up. Keep that
out.
up. We're so parents.
I know.
Hey, keep that up so we can look at it. But yeah, the Buff Bunny collection at launch, definitely just like not pregnancy friendly, which listen, none of the companies I work with are maternity, right? So got to be aware of that. But it just kind of sucked because I was like really looking forward to the launch and the colors are great. And it's just one of those where I was like, fuck, if I just like was not pregnant. And it's one thing to have like a different body type, be a little curvier, have some hips. Like when you're pregnant, shit's different.
Well, yeah.
It's not just,
it's not a natural
it's not just like I'm bulking or
type,
something, right? Yeah, like it's not made for normal clothes, you know?
Nope. I was shopping for golf clothes for her this morning.
LOL.
And was looking at a few, and I saw like this pink skirt, this like not off-white the brand, but like an off-white color with like pink like cuffs on the sleeves, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, that's such a cool outfit. And I was like, Des, what sizes are you typically? Small?
I'm like extra large.
Yeah. I was like, what sizes are you typically not pregnant? Small? Yeah. Okay. What would you be now? Extra large is what she said. She goes, extra large. I was like, yeah, it's a big difference. I'm just not going to buy these.
Yeah. And even like postpartum, you expect to be able to like fit into things because you're like, oh, the baby's out. And then you kind of get this reminder that like your body also doesn't just go back to normal right away either.
Takes a
You
few
know,
months. Well,
it
takes the
for
work.
it takes not just the works, but I would say like
It takes a
when
good
I've
year.
gotten to the point of feeling just even semi better, I was always like 8 to 12 weeks postpartum, which is still 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
mean, I think of like your sister, somebody who doesn't work out, doesn't really care to,
yeah,
whatever, stays moving, no doubt. But
it took her
it took
almost
her probably a full year
yep,
until like she just naturally with just how she
just kind of
operates, just eventually lost all the weight, completely and went back
and
to
just
her
look back to
very
her normal
tiny,
body.
skinny body.
Hmm.
It took about a full year of
And
like
that was
no
her,
effort.
yeah, that was her no activity other than taking care of kids and
Right.
cleaning her house, XYZ, not like a gym. And so it definitely takes the time and the work, but it was yeah, I just spiraled a lot after trying that on. And listen, it's so cute and I wish I could be not pregnant to try it on. I guess that's what sucks. And like some of the launches I've seen lately, I want to like buy more pieces for postpartum. But then in reality, I'm like, okay, number one, there's going to be new shit coming out by that point. Number two, will I even fit in the same size I did before? Like you never know. I could be mediums for the rest of my life, not smalls again. Like you don't know. So it's like to also buy clothes, you're like, it's almost like goal clothes. Oh, I'm gonna fit in that one day. It's like, just don't do it. It's
Yeah.
just not a good mental space to be in, and it's not worth, oh, I'm gonna fit into that again. I have some favorite clothes that I've set aside for postpartum that I didn't want to like get rid of knowing that I was pregnant again. Cause I was like, hopefully I could wear this one of my favorite, pairs of shorts again. But even then, if I don't, I don't. But to go out and purposely buy clothing, oh, I want to fit into this. I just don't think is very healthy. So I'm just like avoiding it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
I
see you when I
definitely have
see ya.
that. I definitely have that.
What?
Sorry. I definitely have that though. Like
Where you try to buy clothes that you want to fit into?
not that, but the more probably common one, which is like,
Having
oh,
clothes that you want to fit into again?
yeah,
Oh,
like
sure.
or like you buy something and it's like, oh, it's a little tight, but I'm doing this kind of cut, so it'll work. I have a
That's
lot of
different
those.
than being a completely different size and then creating like a toxic space of like
Right.
wanting to fit into that. Like if I were to buy like I'm usually a small or medium and I buy extra smalls. Like I want to get there. It's like that's not good for me. Like
Yeah.
that's
No,
dumb.
that feels like a dumb way to
For
do anything.
me. Yes.
That's like,
So,
I'm gonna get into this hobby. I'll spend a lot of money on it, but
yeah.
then you don't. It's like that's just not a good investment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just focus on the now. So I'm living in the now. Buff Bunny launches on the 16th. You can use code DESB for 10% off. Paragon Flora, which I'm wearing right now, probably makes me feel the most confident. Besides, right now my belly is just popping out, but I like the shorts look right now with my belly. DESB for 11% off that launched today. Sorry, like launched Friday. And then yeah, we have new Petula coming this month, which I'm so excited for. My non-pregnancy self is excited, you know.
Oh yeah, the skincare post pregnancy.
What?
Is that what you're
You
saying?
said the skincare? I said patula,
Oh,
not
patula.
tula.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
sorry. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I know what you're saying now. Okay. Patula. But again, like I just don't know how it's gonna work with my fucking belly. It's so annoying. This belly is so annoying. As it's moving. It's literally
yeah.
listening to me like
It's like shut
fuck
the
you.
fuck up. I'm comfy
Sorry.
in here.
I know. Isn't it weird we're gonna like meet another thing like Earthside soon?
Yeah, I'm scared for the third.
Really? Oh my god, I feel like it's gonna be easier.
Not scared. Dumb word to use, but I'd say anxious.
I feel like it's gonna be great. Giving birth and manifesting end of June.
Yep.
We got July, August, fucking September, just good vibes, sun, good weather. I would even argue some of October, we're kind of just comfy, we're cozy by that point. The baby's already 3 to 4 months old. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be a good timeline to just refresh, rejuvenate, feel good and yeah, just I think we're going to like steamroll into it. It's much easier to wake up with a newborn when you know there's like sun outside.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And
We
you're
were
kind of
talking
like,
about it.
"Ah," you got maybe fresh air coming in a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm waking up and I'm like, you know what? I'm grateful.
yeah.
Versus midwinter,
Vitamin D's all over you.
bro.
It feels
When
great.
we had Maddox, I wanted to
It's
KMS.
depression. Yeah,
I was not okay.
Yeah, I will say we were talking about it, but that first week of postpartum, I don't
It's
know
like a
about you,
vacation.
but yeah, we were talking about it. Like, I'm actually looking forward to it, especially in the middle of summer. Like that first
Mhm.
week, there's
Mhm.
something like oddly satisfying about it because it was such a big moment. Obviously, it's a big lead up. It's a big thing. It's almost dumb, but it's like it kind of feels like a sporting event, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
It's
you're
like
like
you have this big lead up to a thing and it
big race.
happens and then afterwards you're like, ah, and you sit on the couch to talk about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
while
like
I'm bleeding from my vagina
yeah, it's
and
it's
milk
a
is
little
just
different
pouring
for
out.
you for sure, but it feels nice. It's like a little vacation. You sit down. There's zero expectation to be busy.
Yeah.
It's like the what is it? Paternity leave.
Yeah.
But like at home, it's kind of comfy. You just spend
Yeah.
the week just sitting on the couch, taking care of a baby, and having no
I
sleep. But then we talked about it of how that first week wears off very quickly because you get to
mhm.
all of a sudden it's week 3 and you haven't slept for 3 weeks, and now you're like, oh fuck.
I think I'm most excited
He fell
to
back asleep, by the way.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think I'm most excited to just bask in the newborn stage because I think both of the boys are going to be old enough where you can help me so much more. And like you can take them outside
Oh,
and I
yeah.
can be inside by myself with the baby for 2 hours, take a nap, relax,
Yeah, that'll be
fold
nice.
laundry, be in here by myself. Like I just feel like it's going to be a more supportive energy than we've had before, only because Maddox was still so independent, so dependent on me,
Yeah,
even when I
it's
had
true. The
Archie.
kids of the age, the kids' age are
It,
different to where
yes,
it almost, yeah.
it'll feel a little bit more
Because
like I'm not so touched out all the time. Like, I mean, natural, I'll be touched out with the
you
baby,
will be.
but
You
I'm
don't have to
saying,
say that.
well, I'm saying though, it'll be nice to be able to be like, hey, Wyatt, can you like, why don't you take the boys to the library? Why don't you take them for a walk downtown? Why don't
Oh, yeah.
you guys go to my mom's
Or just
or
like going
go play
forward,
outside?
that first month, it's going to be me putting both of them down so you can have time to actually relax for
Yeah.
2 hours post feeding for an hour
Oh my God, and
before
then
they
be up
wake up
again.
2 hours later.
Yeah, that's, no matter what, that is a hard time. That is a hard
It
time. I'm
is.
not looking forward to that. But also, you do it, and then before you know it, it's done.
And then you're going to want another baby. So
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
know. But I don't know. I'm feeling very content right now.
No, I'm
I
saying
really
as a
am.
joke to everybody else, like that time
Oh
wears
yeah.
off of like, man, that sucked. And all of a
And then you're
sudden
like,
you're
oh, but they
enjoying
were
them
so
and you're
cute.
like, wait,
Yeah.
what was that TikTok trend? Is like more, more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
The
it
one
was
that
like,
Annalie
oh, I
did.
kind of hate it. Oh, I kind of like
I
it
kind of like it
actually. Oh, it's
actually.
getting a lot better. More. I want another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It is exactly like that. It wears off. You forget the suck, and then you're like, wow, this is fun. I've said it though. The 8 to 10 months for me is mm, chef's kiss.
I think for me 12 to 16.
I should say starting at 8 to 10. Starting at 8 to 10 months is when they get very fun,
Yeah,
and
and
it
then
just gets increasingly better.
I would say 16 to 24 is another chef's kiss because like Archie is so fun right now, and I know it started at
But it
a year and a
adds,
half.
but
And
there's
then
a little trade off because he's got a little shit to him now.
yeah,
So it's like the
every s-
innocence is like 8 to 15, 14, 12 months, about 14 months.
yeah, every stage is so good though, and it's such a blessing to just have kids. Like I listen, anyone can be childless. Anyone can choose to go the route of never having kids. There is no issue with that at all. However, I'm going to say in a very broad statement of my life, I don't know how I would have ever made the decision to not have kids because I would have, knowing what I know now, I would have kicked myself repeatedly if I chose to never have kids. Like it is
Yeah,
such a
in like a
blessing. Yeah, like
retrospect.
retrospect, if I personally wanted to make that decision and then, but I see myself now and,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I look back at that girl who wanted a fucking hysterectomy at 15 years old.
Yeah.
Um, I would be mortified to know
I'll
what I
tell you
missed
what
out
though.
on.
I tell you what though. You'll continue to miss the life of no kids
You're always
because
and
holy
I've
shit, that
talked
never
about it a
goes
lot.
away.
You always mourn.
That never goes
You
away.
always mourn
If anything, you're
that
just
part of you.
reminded by it. And in those reminder times is when, for those 30 seconds, you're like, damn,
I think
that would
that
be nice.
that's why it's so important to like how we did this week. It is so important to still get away. And you don't have to go cross country or into another state even to have that time. Even just having hey, my support system, whoever you are, can you take the kids for 48 hours? Can they stay at your house for 48 hours? And you just get that time to yourself. Because
Honestly, that's next. And that is in the near future. I would love, before this baby's born, a weekend of like no kids, but we stay at our house.
oh yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, there's nothing better
We've talked
than
about this
fucking
too.
staying at your own house.
Oh
Like, bitch, don't kick me out of my fucking house. I want to stay here and I want to chill here. You take my kids somewhere else.
yeah, somebody was saying, what was that? Like somebody was like, "Oh, honey," the dad, like, "Oh, honey, I'll take the kids and I'll
No,
keep the
I
kids at
said this.
home."
I said this.
Yeah,
I
but
said,
about
don't.
somebody. No, hold on. About somebody. Somebody it triggered this by saying some dad was like, "Honey, I booked you a hotel for the weekend. I'll just keep the kids at home."
Oh yeah, and then
And then that's
oh,
when
the
you
moms are always like, "I'm so grateful for my husband
yeah.
getting me a hotel room so I can go out and whatever." I'm like, "Bitch, no. You get the hotel room for me and you and my fucking kids. I want to stay home in my bed
Yeah.
with my house. That's my dream
Yeah,
vacation."
right.
Like
Don't
I
get
don't
me a
get
fucking
me a
hotel.
hotel. Don't make me.
You get the
Yes,
hell
you
out.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you let me stay
W-
in my Mojo
So
Dojo Casa house.
yeah, for real. So true.
This is
It's
Barbie's dream house.
it's the funniest thing because it's like, yeah,
It's so real.
that I would much rather be in my house without kids than in even Napa, California without my kids.
Yeah.
I like because again, when we were there, we still wanted them. Like it
Mhm.
would have been fun to have them. We can't wait to have those experiences when they do get older. But it's like I would still rather be home for those days without my kids,
Yeah,
just to
we
experience that. Because again, you just never really get the privacy of your own home,
yeah.
sun up to sundown.
Yep.
So to
That would
have
be
that again,
woo.
wow.
Yeah, no, that's for sure next. And that's why I'm so grateful to be in vicinity of just family. Like just within the space of family being able to come over and support you and help. Not even family, maybe you just have a tough support system like in your corner of whoever it might be, a good friend, whatever. Anyone who can just take your kids, they're safe with them and you can have that time to rejuvenate, I think is a great way to also be able to combat those emotions of like missing that old life because at the end of the day, we can miss it as much as we want. It's never coming back ever fucking ever. So it's like don't sulk in it. You can acknowledge it, you can feel the feels, and then one day you're going to be on the opposite side of just simply being an empty nester where you still have these kids, but now they're just not there. That sounds more painful to me than just never having kids at all.
It's coming.
Oh my God, we have time.
Yeah,
Chill.
I know, but it's still coming.
I know. I mean, every day you're only getting closer to that time.
Existential death.
God, what is
Every
with
day.
you need better help, Code
I
Desby.
know. Apparently,
Yeah. Having some dark thoughts. But no, it is definitely one of those times where you just kind of you mourn it. And I think as we're entering this phase two of like another baby, you re-mourn it because you like think about it again. You're like, wow, this is just gonna change again.
but then
Finally got it figured out for two, kind of, every day you're like,
yeah,
ah,
true.
I'm feeling some confidence. And then it's like, oh cool, can't wait for it to change
It turn
again.
upside down. It's like oh my
Again.
god, yeah, it'll be
But
interesting.
also again, I just feel like it's gonna be easy. I really do. I'm manifesting
That's
it. I'm
good.
saying it out loud. I just
I
feel like
hope
it's gonna
you
be
show that mentality and not just
I'm speaking it.
I hope it acts too.
Yeah, well, it's
I
not
hope
every
it
day is
acts
gonna be
that
not every day is gonna act like that. That's
oh,
for sure.
I
There's gonna
know.
be hard days. But once you've done it once, you learn. Once you've done it twice, you learn. Do it 3 times. I've done this damn thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know, spray some dermoplast on it, get your diaper on, get out there, be a mom.
Yep. Right.
Figure it out.
Spray some dermoplast. Yeah. Get your
Literally.
coochie pad
Get your coochie pad, get your tux pad, get your hemorrhoid cream,
and vibe out on the couch.
and just
Figure
plop
it out.
down.
Figure it
Yeah.
out. Hang out.
The only thing I hope besides like, yes, I would kind of love to get induced again. If they give me that option, I'm going to be honest. I'll be like, yes, sign me up for whatever day if I make it there. 'Cause for me, it's just way easier with the kids to know where they're going to be, drop them off, see you later, got to go have a baby, very easy. But the one thing I did hate about my induction, I'm just thinking about it out loud, is how swollen I got because I had so much fluids, so many
Oh yeah.
fluids pumped in me. Oh my God, I looked terrible. Like I looked terrible for about a week postpartum because I just didn't realize how much I had in my IV pitocin.
True.
fluid, fucking morphine, fentanyl, all the shit I had pumped in me within fucking
Fentanyl.
5 minutes. But that's the one thing I'm like, it would be nice to go, quote, natural, and I mean natural by like not induced, because I wouldn't mind that part of the recovery being a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
But, whatever. Guess what? This too shall pass,
Mm-hmm.
This too shall push.
This too shall push.
Okay, well.
This tush shall push.
Speaking of tush, my butt's been hurting
Yeah.
from sitting.
Speaking of tush, you got to get your ass up and work out.
I do. Yeah.
If I wonder if there's like more than 10 people listening past this part.
If there's more than 10.
Just towards the end of it's tough to get anybody to listen
I get
for a whole
it. I
podcast.
know. Yeah, it is hard. Even myself with the podcast I love, I'm like, typically I'm kind of almost piecing out near the end, and it's nothing personal. It's just something else comes up, or like,
or we just get boring.
That's fair.
Which happens.
Well, you can tell when the podcast starts to dwindle, and you're like, I probably won't miss anything. So let's go ahead and tell them the news.
Yeah, right. That everybody's missing out on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The news that we're pregnant. It's just always kind of a jump scare to me when I hear someone say I'm pregnant.
I guarantee somebody was like, wait, what?
We're pregnant. Okay, well, thanks, Wyatt, for joining me in our bed in Barbie's dream house.
Reggie's moving.
Yep, Reggie's up.
Hi,
the kids
Reggie.
are up. It's time to...
I had a dog. The only thing you maybe missed out on is my dog laying on my lap the entire time.
I know, he really did not move.
He's a comfy boy.
Him's very comfy.
He's a comfy boy. He needs a haircut.
Yeah, he does. Okay, love you guys. Happy Sunday. Have a beautiful week. Sign up for 6 Weeks of Shreds. Ta-ta for now.
Yep. See ya.
Bye. You suck.